All right, folks. Welcome in. We've got the final round again in Silver League for these two. This is actually the final set in this particular group. What we know is that m0re is relegated. Obviously sad for m0re. I think he will be able to learn from this and grow from this. He's a very talented player, but he just hasn't been consistent enough. And honestly, things have snowballed on him mentally a lot. When he's lost the first game, it has affected his second and third game a lot this season. So m0re is relegated. However, deaKer, to survive, needs to get 2 wins in this play all 3. So deaKer, a player from Argentina who's typically a little bit more defensive. I think he's really tough player to break down. I was expecting him to do a little better this season, if I'm being honest. And then m0re is like a younger, aggressive player from Spain. I think his play style matches his mentality at times, where you tend to see like a lot of like, I don't know, like crazy behavior from at times in the game, right? Like lots of micro, lots of stuff. And I know he's had some really quick resigns. So I just think he's got to relax here. You know, the pressure's off. I guess you're relegated anyways, but just show your best Age of Empires. It's still $10 per win. And just remind people what you're capable of. And actually, if m0re were to 3-0 deaKer, he would then end up going into the 5th place position, which would still mean relegation, but he would get an extra $50. So $10 per win. deaKer needs 2 wins to survive. And if deaKer gets 2 wins, that would put Nahuel, another Argentinian player, out of Titans League Silver. So Nahuel is really hoping that m0re can help him out here. But m0re is playing as the Vietnamese. We got deaKer playing as the m0re. And thank you, YouTube chat, for being understanding with my lack of Spanish. Thank you, Twitch chat, as well. And someone in YouTube chat says exactly what I've been saying for years. It's like, he says, my brain is already full, let alone thinking about learning Spanish or German. Yeah, there's no way I could ever learn another language. It's either give up focusing on AoE and do something else, or just don't. So I'm just going to stay being horrible at Spanish, if you don't mind. T90, did you pay for all the prize pool, or Microsoft contribute in some way? Any sponsors, ? Yeah, it's sponsored by basically Microsoft, aka World's Edge, which is Microsoft Studio. The 100K has been put up by them. I could have taken sponsors, but I chose not to because I didn't want to advertise to you guys too much, and I don't know, I just didn't want to ruin the feel of the event. So that's not a promise that I won't take sponsors in the future, but the support's been great so far. It means a lot, and if I can get away with not having to advertise to you guys, 2 times per hour and mentioning certain things and, that whole thing, I probably will. Well, after the event, I'll basically look back at it and see if it worked out. So, but yeah, World's Edge, I mean, this whole project started when, I don't actually know if I've ever said this before about Titans League. But basically, I went to Facebook, right? I went to Facebook. I took a deal, which I knew was going to be unpopular. And I knew... I thought it was going to be better than it was, to be honest. In terms of the community, they promised a lot of things that they didn't end up doing. But anyways, I was like, I don't want people to think that I just took the me route and there's not going to be any community benefit, right? Which I think people would have been fine with. It's like, you do you, T90. Like, whatever. We get it. But no, I wanted to show people that I cared about the scene and that I could work even harder. So basically, I went to that platform. And I was like, I got to do something for the players, man. I got to do something. And so I reached out and I found a personal sponsor who was going to start the league with 20K, okay? I did the proposal. It was a community, like just a guy who had reached out to me initially wanting to sponsor events. He's like, I do 20K. Come to me with your ideas. I did multiple calls. I came up with the ideas. We were going to do a much smaller league format. I got it all ready, and he ghosted me. Never responded to me ever again. Just straight up ghosted. I followed up as much as I could. I had everything ready. I didn't have $20,000. Just straight up ghosted. Saw his name pop up like 3 weeks later, sponsoring a show match, throwing some money around for streamers. But anyways, while I am a little sad about how that went down, I then went to World's Edge And I was like, hey, these are the plans. I think this could be really good. And World's Edge was like, you know what? This is last minute, but we like it. And they did it. And then now we're at season 5 and it's 100K. So I'm beyond grateful. Beyond grateful that this is what it is right now. It's super cool. So, sorry for the story time. We've got the Drush from m0re here. He likes to play archers a lot. So he's hoped to disrupt deaKer here. deaKer, I think, maybe expected this, though. At the very least, deaKer seemed to know it was coming because deaKer had the walls on the left side of the wood line. So small walls there. Scouts are going to be coming out for him. m0re is a crazy micro player. deaKer is a crazy eco player. So typically that's going to be the difference between these two. deaKer likes to play skirms. m0re likes to play like crossbows. Very rarely is deaKer making a lot of crossbowmen for whatever reason. It's just very much a style thing for him. But he did a good job getting the scout numbers out so far. And, ooh, he finds the militia in the middle. Yeah, so m0re wants to follow up. He's brought his units back because he wants to group them all up and go for 4 man-at-arms. But that one's been sniped. This all comes down to deaKer not taking initial damage and just getting the scout numbers out really, really quickly here with the m0re. And the man-at-arm upgrade's on the way. This is going to be a complete waste for m0re. What a find for deaKer. This is so good. Yeah, and I think this is now a very uncomfortable situation. Well, it was good. That was a little bit mismicroed. Because now deaKer doesn't have scouts to counterattack. I think m0re's actually I think he's okay. He also canceled the man-at-arm upgrade, which is fine. Feels like when you're playing archers against scouts, though, you need to get the walls down. Good for the players that he ghosted you. I mean, maybe. I mean, but you have to understand, like, that is one of the worst things you can do. Like, if you don't want to support events, that's super cool. I get it. I mean, that was a very ambitious offer, but to spend multiple calls with somebody and then have them get excited about game plans, like, it wasn't just like this random thing. This was like a multi-tiered thing, and I was getting real pumped over the course of many weeks. Then to just disappear is crazy. And I wouldn't have even been upset about it if he eventually was just like, hey, sorry, you know, I realize that's too ambitious for me, but nah, just... So... But it's all good. I mean, I don't think there was necessarily malice in it. It just probably ended up reconsidering after a while, which is human, so... And it worked out in the end, yeah. Worked out in the end. But yeah, that's actually how it started. And then since then we've expanded it. The first 3 seasons we worked in one way, and we try and make every season a little bit better than the other. deaKer just trying to get the walls down here. Damage control should be... Well, it should be okay. The archers are through, though. Very relatable experience having played against deaKer. You're like, yes, I'm finally getting damage against this waller. And then, oh, look, there's skirms. So the skirms are there. And, oh, there's a hole. Okay. Well, there's been a couple small things here there, right? I think maybe m0re's build could have been a little bit sharper with the timings. deaKer would have loved to kill those 2 archers. I think m0re's had a very clean game behind this, though. He has horse collar for all the farms. Gold is behind here. Woodline's pretty protected. This game will definitely go Castle Age. So, close game. And m0re may be feeling no pressure, right? Because he's already relegated. So, whatever. It's just another game for him. You can definitely see a difference when there's a lot more meaning to a game. In Silver League, it's huge variance in the skill level. But there's also the players who have so little experience, every game is shaky. And then you have the step up from that is you have the players who have experience, but only the important games are shaky. And then you have like the step up from that where it's like nothing's shaky. And all those guys are usually the top 2 of the group. But yeah, m0re's just going to hang out here. He sees the skirms. Will drop a stable behind. Has very healthy food eco to add a couple scouts and still have a good Castle Age. And the spearman in the back shouldn't accomplish too much, but m0re just being a pain, I guess. Actually, can that spear win the fight? Go? No, I don't think so. Villager always wins this, right? The dude with hands is better than the dude with weapon. Boxing gloves are not actually in the game, by the way. That's just a mod. But it kind of looked like it. I guess if you had boxing gloves, you would do less damage, though, because there's a cushion. I don't know. deaKer is just attacking the farms here. deaKer hoping to slowly take down the archer range. And he's going... Wow, he's kind of going all in here. I think he clearly senses m0re is on the way up. And he's not on the way up himself, so he's going to double down. Bloodlines is coming in. Skirm upgrades are already in. Full feudal from deaKer here. You know what m0re would win the game with, guys? And I'm sure of it. He'd win the game if you went Fire Lancers. If he went... if you could go back in time and cancel this stable. Just build another barracks here. You could still do it. And just go Fire Lancers. I'm pretty sure Fire Lancers would kill the Scout and the Skirm play. But he's done the more natural approach. He's added the Scouts. Because that's good against Skirms. But now the opponent has so many Scouts. m0re could kind of struggle against this. Other thing you could do is just add Knights. I feel like the Scout Edition doesn't do a lot. It doesn't do a lot. deaKer senses. deaKer knows. He knows he's on the way up. He's going to dive. Oh, God. That's a lot of quick walling there. I think deaKer just needs to take down the gate and get through. This would be crazy if m0re survives this. But he's buying himself so much time. And then... What? Bro. He's holding. He hasn't lost the Vill yet. Okay, he'll lose one. The town center's still firing. He's in Castle Age. His eco-efficiency's in the toilet. But that would have been so much worse. He would have lost villagers back here. He's now up in Castle Age. That's actually okay. Somewhere in Argentina, Nahuel is screaming in joy. m0re just really needs to stabilize his eco, though. He tosses away another Vill. And here come the Knights. Yeah, Knights are also very good against the Skirms and good against the Scouts. And now he will run out and drop a second TC on the food on the sides. Wow. Only thing is, I think deaKer is able to give himself a lot of time here. I know it's Feudal Age versus Castle Age, but this army has to march out across the map. deaKer can just wall. I think the key for deaKer is keeping the Skirms behind the walls. If he can get the Skirms behind the walls, then he can poke at the archers. If he were to lose those Skirms, the archers could be problematic. And deaKer snipes another Vill. That's 4 villagers down there. Just because of the activity with the Scouts. A little awkward against Mass Knights when you didn't build a barracks as the m0re. And deaKer getting that villager blocked off by the Knight. Nice micro from m0re. Yeah, m0re can shrug off these Vill losses, no problem, guys. There's only a 3 difference in the kills. He now's on the second TC much faster. His food eco is really good. And, yeah, deaKer will probably have a big army in Castle Age, but deaKer will fall behind here. T90, will you watch Ice Hockey USA Olympics? I would like to, but the games are always when I'm streaming, so I've usually just been watching the highlights. I watched the, I think there's been a bunch of them, but I watched the documentary on the 1980 Olympics team last night. And also, I looked it up because I was like, maybe we won at some other point, right? Because we're better. Well, there's better USA hockey players than there were back then. Nope. Nope. Some of the other countries are still the countries for hockey, man. Not that I thought we were ever the best. I just thought maybe there was like a year where we had repeated the same level of success. So that makes that a little bit more special. What are your thoughts on Canada curling scandal? My thoughts are I can now talk trash to Dave about curling for the rest of my life. And I'm so ready for that. Beyond that, you know what? I do actually have more thoughts on that. How on earth is it not enforced that you can't boop the rock like that guy did? I don't understand. It's an Olympic sport, and apparently just like all the time, people have been doing that, but it hasn't been enforced. It kind of bothers me. I'm not a curling guy at all. I think it's kind of a weird sport, but just from a rule standpoint, that's nuts to me. you have no clue what I'm talking about, basically, well, you should probably look it up, but basically, in curling, you slide the rock down the ice, and the rules state you can't give it an additional touch. Once your hand leaves the rock, you can't, like, poke it or boop it. And the Canadian team booped it, and then the Sweden guy called him out for it. And the judges didn't do anything about it, by the way, even though they had video, which is messed up. But then, yeah, then they get kind of bickered. And, like, in curling, it's very rare there's any arguments. And the Canadian guy was like, F you, eh? Yeah, tell me what I did, eh? You know, he went very Canadian-like, so you'll have to look it up. But it bothers me because apparently I looked into it a little bit. And, yeah, apparently it's just, like, been in the rule book. But at all the curling events, they haven't enforced the rule. It's super weird. Now it's in the Olympics. Nice Vil lead for m0re here. Very nice Vil lead for m0re. He does lose the knight. But when you have this eco lead, I think it's fine. I think that's okay. That's still a good engagement. Still 3 town centers behind this. He is super housed right now, but he's fixing that. The issue for him is the army from deaKer could get into his base. Didn't they do it again or something? Yeah, they did. They did. And then, like, apparently some teams do it and some teams don't, but it's never enforced. So it's like, and because it hasn't been enforced for so long, people think they can do it. It's one of those things that's in the rules but doesn't matter. Like, it's a speed limit or something. So, yeah, I got a little one guide with curling, but someone asked if I had opinions on it. I didn't think I did, but apparently I do. It's just the principle of it, you know? Well, m0re needs to sort out what his army choice is going to be. I think it's clearly rats and archers. He's got 2 town centers on the left side, so maybe a castle there to protect it would make sense. But that's where there's only stone. And the town centers do protect this, so... yeah, he'll garrison. He'll drop the castle here. Honestly, deaKer, if he saw this, could have maybe taken this fight. He's coming back here, though. That's a really nice castle for m0re. And still 2 town centers for deaKer. We'll drop the 3rd now. Again, deaKer needs to win this series. 2-1 or 3-0 to stay alive. m0re is already out. There is not a hole there, but m0re needs to be careful. I would not chop that wood line any m0re. I would move to another wood line. The castle is up. House walls are behind. This is stressing me out. This is super stressing me out. m0re, move your Vils, man. Move your Vils. I think deaKer's waiting for the tree to disappear. But never mind, it won't. There's army here now. And, ooh, siege workshop from deaKer. It's a lot of knights. And there's not that many fire lancers. And there's not many rats and archers at all. Knights are patrolling up here for m0re if deaKer ever goes that direction. But deaKer seems pretty focused on this side right now. deaKer will drop a tower. I like the idea of guard tower here. I think it's needed. So probably a good choice. We'll need the university. I haven't seen one yet. This is where m0re can struggle. When he starts to feel that pressure, he could break sometimes. But with the fire lancers there, it's kind of awkward to pop out with the siege. I think you can do so, hit the scorpions, and then take the fight. Yep. It's exactly what happens. But I mean, a lot of the knights are going down. Those fire lancers took a really nice trade. And now the rats and archers can maybe take the mangonel. That's so important. That's so important. It's so important. No, he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. Loses another scorpion, and now it's 2 mangonels. And there's still not a tower in front of both of these town centers for m0re. And m0re still doesn't have a guard tower. T90, what is your take on the frozen iguana controversy in Florida? And how does it affect your daily life? It affects my daily life because in a game that is in a series that is 0-0 between deaKer and m0re, someone in my Twitch chat decides to bring that up instead of talking about the very intense game in front of us right now. That is where it has had the biggest effect on my life. I think that m0re needs He needs more army, okay? He needs more army. I can't help it. That's what he needs. And deaKer has just been pedaled to the metal. Foot on the gas this entire castle age. This is the risk when you go castle age with low army. You can never retake the advantage. Of course, with the m0re economy as well, those farms are going to be going crazy. m0re loses this town center. He's pretty much only over here with wood. Will lose a lot of his farming eco as well. I like the plan of Fire Lancer, but the numbers need to go up, and you need to stall here if you're m0re by repairing the town center. Almost started to repair there with the repair hotkey. If you repair a town center with the repair hotkey, your villagers clump up in the middle there, and they'll die to the mangonel shot, so he fixed it. And he's imping. Wow, okay. All right. Well, I mean, you could tell deaKer looked at this and felt like, oh boy, I might lose my army. That is the... Brother. That is the imp TC. Okay, so he chooses to go imp in the one that's on fire. Probably didn't notice. Probably didn't check, but it's fine for now. And he's dropping a castle. So I think deaKer's ever so slightly hesitant to engage, but the army is here. Like, I think deaKer could have been here. But in the end, deaKer's going to play low risk, keep his army alive, get the relic back home, play imp towards imp himself. Now m0re has 2 castles. With those 2 castles, very difficult for deaKer to do much with this army. Except for this wide open gap in the eco. Would still like that to be walled. Fun game. But, like, m0re, they want to raid, right? m0re really need to raid. I think Scorpions is good for their tech tree. It's one of the best things for their tech tree. But even then, 1 or 2 Bombard Cannon splats can kill the whole Scorpion mass. So I think deaKer's hoping that he'll be up to imp faster. I like this. The Cav Archer's patrolling this side. m0re is just going to wander to the front. This is the first time he's been to deaKer's base in like 20 minutes. And now deaKer will see that. Something that will be important here for m0re is protecting his trebs, because he'll be an imp faster. He does not have units that can snipe trebs that easily. Also, both players with low amounts on stone. deaKer just got pushed off stone. m0re needs to realize that and get some vills onto this stone or this stone. Might not be something they think of right now. Panic TC from deaKer. He's worried about this. He's probably worried he's going to lose this game because imp is in for m0re already. That is a lot of cav. But Vietnamese Fire Lancers have more HP, and this is before all the Fire Lancer nerfs. So technically the new patch hit. New patch won't be Titans League for 48 hours, guys. So this is the pre-nerf Fire Lancers. This isn't the biggest group of Fire Lancers, though. There's only 9 there. So that's how you can take this fight if you're deaKer. He is going to take it. Let's see how it goes. He takes it before his imp upgrades, but it's because he doesn't feel he has time. Is this a good engagement? Oh, God. His units are stuck behind. His units are stuck. Oh, no. I don't know if that was the fight. He didn't kill off the Fire Lancers. He killed off everything else. Fire Lancers are super easy to spam as well, guys. And they're so good against Cavalier. m0re has the trebs already. deaKer is back on stone. Somewhere else. I don't know where, but it looks like back where he was originally. The army from m0re is going to go in. deaKer has to run back again. deaKer's hoping the Scorpions will save the day. m0re did get more villagers onto stone as well, and he still has the eco lead. Get some harassment into the back. I think deaKer will struggle to keep this castle up. And I always find it so freaking difficult to get heavy Scorpion. Anyone else? It's almost easier to get double crossbow at half the time, which I can't show because capture age is bugged. He does have ballistics. Ooh, but he gets too close with the Scorpions. I think he maybe clicked all of his siege. He wants the trebs with the mangonels. He takes 1. He loses all the Scorpions. Yikes! And these Fire Lancers, which are most definitely OP, by the way, which definitely were in need of the triple nerf that are incoming. They are going to push the castle. Honestly, whether they're OP or not, it was just like 6 unprotected Scorpions and 2 mangonels. deaKer is just chasing in the back. He's still got army patrolling around back there. deaKer! Oh, that's so rough for him. And he calls the GG. m0re has won the game. m0re is already relegated. deaKer needs to win the next 2 games or he is relegated out of Titans League Silver. That's crazy. Again, I speculated because m0re has had some early resigns this season that he would not care. And then it was mentioned that apparently there may be a little bit of a rivalry between these two. So m0re might, all speculation, but might really enjoy bringing deaKer out of Silver with him. So, you know what honestly saved this game was that damage control. I die here every single time. Not even 9 times out of 10. Every single time. This scenario was ridiculous. Because if he gets that army through, not only is he off of every resource, but he loses so many more vills. That was insane damage control. He lost 2 vills there. And then he buys himself the minute. It was house, palisade, house, palisade. And then he could make knights. And then he got to Castle Age faster and he dropped the TCs. So props to that. That was sick. That was really good. Here we go, folks. Again, from what I understand, deaKer needs 2 wins. Now, I don't want to get one guide here, but somebody just said deaKer needs 1 win. Can you please double check? I'm pretty sure deaKer needs 2 wins. deaKer types and says, good luck, have fun. So they're getting into the next game. deaKer needs 2 wins in a row to remain in Silver League. Also $10 per win, of course. So for m0re, even though he's relegated, he got the $10 in the pocket already. But let's see. It's going to be Malay Bohemians. Both civs would gladly play towards him. Both players are just pushing their D right now. I don't know the significance. I can't fully explain the crack. But for anyone who isn't aware, it's a very Argentinian thing. I think maybe Spanish in general. I don't know. But it's like, it doesn't mean like cracking open a beer, guys. Okay? Maybe someone can give me a 1 sentence on how I can explain that to chatters, but I'm very familiar with it, so. Okay, deaKer needs 2 wins. Thank you. Crack is a sarcastic way of saying you're great. Okay. All right, yeah. So it's a sarcastic way of saying you're great. That doesn't make any sense, but I'll take your word for it. Someone on YouTube says, can you please... T90, are you able to read the YouTube live comments? No. No. Sorry, YouTube, I can't read those comments. Not possible. I'm not the only one that can be sarcastic. Yes, if you'd like to say something, feel free. deaKer pushing in, what is this, deer number 3. He's got 2 on wood, which would, to me, feels like the fast feudal builds. And deaKer would love to play fast archers or fast skirms here. And the 4 on wood from m0re tells me it'll likely be early barracks, just like the previous game. So. It's not sarcastic, it just means you're great. Okay. Well, I guess it depends. It also may depend who... I don't know who's saying it as well, right? Just means you're great. Like, is it not sarcastic in and of itself to say good luck, have fun, crack here? Maybe that's what bro meant. Crack is kind of a compliment, but in this case, maybe it was a bit of sarcasm and playful banter from deaKer. I don't know. I think maybe that's what bro meant. In the context, it's probably sarcasm. deaKer makes a lot of tiny little sarcastic comments. Some people are okay with that. Some people not so okay with that. Like I said, at the latter, there's a little bit of a rivalry between some guys. And deaKer and m0re are no stranger to each other, so. See, okay, bro says, bro's a high-level player. Bro says, deaKer always call me crack when he is mad. It's not sarcastic in itself. Okay, see? That's what I thought. There's just a little bit of context. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think deaKer always does it with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, you know? It's like Huang saying good luck, have fun to you. You know Huang hopes you have bad luck and have no fun, right? But he still says good luck, have fun. And it's like, good luck, have fun, as your boar is leaving to his base, and he is already finding the piece of land. He is going to build his siege workshop next to your TC. Like, but yeah, because they've done no early attacking here, we've just got to speculate on words pretty much. But believe it or not, we are actually here for a game. m0re has been very greedy, though. Like, he's certainly going to find the feudal age time he wants, but he's had 0 scouting to know if this is open or not. And so here he comes with the militia. It's not that far away. This is still open. And no loom for deaKer. No loom. And you could be relegated from the... Oh, that was sick. Okay, never mind. It's fine. No loom, and he gets the timing down perfectly. But the beauty of how m0re built this, the beauty of all the deer getting pushed in and everything, as that deer is not getting pushed from deaKer because his scout is far away, he can be up. It's a crazy build. Crazy build. Look how fast his feudal age time basically matches deaKer's. And deaKer's eco efficiency isn't going to be quite what m0re's is, because when you go for a few additional villagers in Dark Age, you have the cleaner eco because you had more villagers working, right? I still think deaKer will be fine. Okay, here we have a paragraph, maybe from Google, I'm not sure. T90, in Spanish slang, crack is widely used positive term to describe someone who is exceptionally skilled, talented, or expert at something. It is commonly used to praise someone's achievements, acting as a synonym for pro, ace, master, or the man. Okay. All right. Good to know. Makes sense. Confirms what everyone else is saying. Also confirms that I'm never just going to try and learn Spanish, because that feels a little bit of out of left field for me. And no additional militia for m0re. Remember, you are able to chop the side trees if you wish to go through. And the spearman is really important there, and deaKer gets the hit. deaKer's chilling. deaKer is just hanging out here. This will be a very boomy game. But the m0re definitely have to kill the Bohemians before Imp. At least before late Imp. I think m0re have what it takes to be able to compete, as we have a pause. They can compete with... Or is that my stream dropping? No. Hold on, my stream got weird. You guys can hear me again, right? And you guys can hear me, right? Okay. That's the second time today. I don't know what that is, but my screen will freeze. We're good. Okay. The game just froze, right? It's weird. Just like freezes for 2 seconds. Well, we no longer drop frames on Twitch, but now my screen just freezes, so... So we're getting somewhere. But I think this really comes back to... m0re advance faster to the next stage, so they can get to the next stage and make trebs and bombard cannons faster in theory. But they still need to research chemistry when they get to Imp. And then the Bohemians can research chemistry while on the way to Imp, but their Imp is normal speed. So I think it kind of evens out. Like in a 50-50 game, I think the bombard cannons come out at pretty much the same time. But in Silver League, you can't expect anything to be 50-50. At least with the eco upgrades right now, it's not 50-50. The deaKer was able to get Horse Collar, which should help with the boom later. And he's just taking his time. Made a couple archers and made some skirms. He really hasn't made that many skirms, though. He also didn't have loom for a while here, so... T90's mom in chat. Oh, mom is here. Very helpful. Says, T90, you can also... Oh, God, deaKer lost the Vill? Sorry, that's not what my mom said. But, wow, deaKer lost a villager and an archer there. He went in before loom was completed. Gets punished for his greed, but... apparently, you can also use the word crack if there's a fissure in your cup. Oh, thank you. I was aware of that use of the word. Thank you. Man, m0re is happy with this. The entire game he's had control. He's just knocking on the door. deaKer. Oh, man, guys. deaKer is housed now, too. Oh, deaKer's falling apart under the pressure. He's falling apart. I mean, that's a bad one, right? That's a villain and a half right there. Still low on the skirm numbers. Now the units are getting in even closer. m0re's had a really clean game. I've watched m0re's other sets, and there's just been a very big difference in his results and performance series to series. So, I don't know, like, and I guess in deaKer's case, I felt like the set that broke deaKer this season was that set against Stark. Because he had game number 1-1 with the traction traps on bypass. Is m0re just going through? Oh, m0re is so in the zone right now. That's a m0re right there. More villager kills. He's in as well. Disaster for deaKer. This is so annoying. But yeah, yeah, he was ahead against Stark in that, and he pretty much had the game won, and then Stark brought it back in one of the best comebacks of the season. And then I think game number 2 and game number 3 were really dictated by how that went as well. A series can snowball on you super hard mentally. m0re gets through. m0re uses the market, sells the stone, and he's going to click up, guys. m0re is what a wiser man than me would call a micro nerd. And he would love nothing more than to micro these skirms for the rest of the game, but he will lose them. So, I don't know what Russian Castle Age really brings you then. Maybe a Siege Workshop. But you'd have to add army in the middle. deaKer's still out there. deaKer's still Bohemians, but... maybe a little late for this comparison. I know I kind of shed some light on how they play. But in my experience, deaKer's the guy. I'm the one trying to pressure deaKer and make lots of army, and I can't break him. And then m0re's the guy who's like going all in army like this. And if you defend from it, you can beat him in the later stages. That's kind of the difference between the two. And so the way this is shaping up, I mean, we still don't have m0re with a big army. He sold all his stone to go Castle Age. And now what's he going to do with it? Now his plan is a second archer range. I mean, second archer range, I mean, you're not going to have a big timing here, so I think this is completely fine for deaKer. God, casting with a runny nose is not fun. But I'm doing my best. And apart from that, it's not too bad. It's just a little uncomfortable. What's up? Frahen AW2 says, which players would you like casting the most? You mean like my ideal player matchup? Well, honestly, I'm going to give you one from entertainment's sake that will sound like it's out of nowhere, but this is to hype up the series. Gabby against Bad Koala. Oh my god. That'll be a Silver League set. Best of 7 playoff. Winner gets to gold, and both those players are ridiculous. We will see forwards. Like, both players are very consistently going for wacky strats and with lots of aggression. So that is one that I'm really looking forward to right now. A second TC on the way for m0re. Or sorry, third TC on the way for m0re. So he will have a big villager lead. So it's fine. T90, are you going to take medicine, or do we have to listen to you sniffle the next few days? Both. I'm going to take medicine, which I have been doing, and I am also going to sniffle. Because there is no anti-sniffle medication. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Maybe helps, but body's still got to work through it. So 3 skirms, 3 spears, and a monk walk into a bar. And deaKer is going to castle drop m0re's face. Man, that castle, it's just the perfect read on the situation, right? m0re's not making any army. Could be a little risky, but I think deaKer needs risks with the way this game is going. His civilization is not going to be able to compete economically. He's already behind by 15 villagers, and there goes the castle. It is now on m0re to defend. But I think a mangonel or 2, some guard towers, when your economy's this far ahead, I think you can do all of the above and still probably be okay here. deaKer doesn't know exactly what's behind there. He sees the siege workshop in the monastery. That's probably enough. But I think if you see the siege workshop, you might want to stop with the wagons. Maybe go monks, actually. Also, what happened over here? How did this army get in? Did it run through a gap in the wall when he went forward to build the castle? He didn't chop the sides. I don't really understand how he's in here, but it's amazing for him that he is harassing right now. I think he would just happen to be wandering through the middle, and deaKer had deleted that hole so he could get to the middle for the castle. deaKer will clear this, but m0re is still in a nice position to defend. I don't know if this is going to be enough from deaKer. The castle didn't range anything of value. It didn't deny a resource. It didn't hit the town center. I feel like if I were m0re and I won this game, I would be very tempted at the start of the next game to say, "Welcome to bronze with me, bro," or something like that. That's only if you know the opponent well and they won't take offense to it, but I'd be like, "What's up, bronze boy?" Obviously wouldn't do that if, we didn't have a decent relationship. I just can't help myself sometimes. I always want to say something like that. Okay, m0re should just drop a castle. Feels a little risky. I think there might be a hole there. I could have sworn there was a hole there. If there isn't, that's a mistake from deaKer, because he should have been attacking the house the whole time. Maybe he didn't, though. I can't really tell. It doesn't look like he can go through. And deaKer's getting Bodkin now, which will give him more range and damage for his castle. But, I mean, that's not denying that castle. And if that's not denying that castle, m0re is completely fine sitting here 79 villagers versus 44. I would have preferred skipping Bodkin and trying to plan around Imp. But I think you just got to break in now. You can't go Imp. Against the melee with better economy, you just have to break through. Force your way through this way. Just still a chill boom for m0re. Who's going Rams? Wow, that's wild. So he's actually convinced himself that deaKer is going to be Imp before him, which is not even close to the case, but he wants to ram this down. It's always cool how you don't get to see... You don't know what the flags mean, right? You don't know if that means 1 or 10 units. deaKer's about to be through. But he won't have... Oh, my goodness. He will not have protection for his castle. Here we go. Karambit Warriors are going into the Rams. Choo-choo. Rams out of nowhere. deaKer's going to push, though. And this is about to get wild. deaKer's running in with a big army. m0re's could be in big trouble if this castle goes up offensively. deaKer's got to send it here. Oh, man, the stress. What'd be so funny for m0re is if he goes and rams down deaKer's base right now. I want those rams to continue. It'd be so funny, but he won't do it. He's got to defend himself here. Castle's going up for deaKer. m0re doesn't have enough stone for his own castle. The micro's been really good for m0re. Micro continues to be really nice, but he loses one mangonel. It doesn't matter. He'll lose the next one too. And that castle's going up for deaKer. At least this one hit the TC, and now you have the siege, and you have the wagons to hit this TC. m0re needs a new castle right now. Does he go... m0re, go forward and castle drop deaKer's base right now. It feels very unnatural, but that might be the play. Just go with the Rams and just go here, dude. That'd be so funny. Oh, deaKer's building a defensive castle. I don't know what he's expecting, but he's terrified of those Rams, dude. He's got nothing at home. m0re's just chilling. He's dropping farms. He's saving for the defensive castle to defend his eco. That is what he should do. What I wanted is the play for our entertainment. So a little selfish. deaKer has to push this town center. deaKer has to be full focus pushing the town center. But I think he now doesn't have a town center. Wow, the Rams were so good. I thought he would just go imp. m0re will be needed here. m0re, oh god. Oh, he's gonna lose his mangonel. Oh, wait, maybe not. Oh, deaKer thought he would get that hit. He didn't. deaKer's looking at his castle. deaKer! He's looking at his castle. And he's losing everything. m0re with the ram push and the defense. Now he can drop a defensive castle. Excellent, excellent counterattack. Honestly, if the Karambits hop out of the Rams, they'll kill some villagers there too. What a play. What a series from m0re. And Nahuel, who has 6 wins right now, and deaKer sitting at 4, will rejoice because deaKer needed 2 wins. If deaKer got 2 wins today, he would have ended up staying alive in silver. I mean, these Rams so paid for themselves. We've got Karambits and mangonels this way now from m0re. What a beastly economy today. My god, look at that. How? And now it just castle the middle. He's pretty much fine. And now you can maybe consider the Imperial Age option. I'm just not sure. This castle might be denied. Like, maybe. Welcome to Silver League, folks. Welcome to Silver League. After every really good thing, we must see one really bad thing. Yeah, okay. Back away. Back away. Oh, he's just microing to get the castle up. And deaKer saw that. deaKer's like, wait a second. Why are you doing that? But that castle's going to go up anyways. All right. 107 vills versus 51. Double castle for m0re. I think deaKer thought this was being built with more vills. Otherwise, he could have stopped it. I think we might see deaKer tap out. There's no positives to his situation. And I guess m0re will also just chop through so we can go the other way after building that castle. What do you even do? You're just dead. The Hussite wagons need to run directly underneath town centers is what you need to do. deaKer's got his castles super far away from each other. He doesn't even have a town center right now. He did notice that and wants to convert the Vill, but with Imp in, that's a problem, man. But yeah, this is why this was m0re using the melee bonuses. I don't think it was actually his plan to rush Castle Age and have no army, but that's essentially what ended up happening. And he's going to drop castle number 4, by the way. deaKer spots that immediately and ejects the ram. If that's a mangonel, maybe it's a different story, but that's not going to be enough. The Hussite wagons are coming home. That castle's going up, guys. Whew. If Nahuel is in my chat right now, I would love to hear what he's thinking. Because he needed to get, like, any wins against Bad Koala. And it was a miserable series for him. And he said later it was the worst series he's ever played. He's probably so sad and so worried. And now he's probably like, oh, thank God. Hey, m0re's got this game, guys. The mangonel just needs to hit the Hussites. The castle just needs to be repaired. I don't think that's enough HP there. And I also don't know what that means. But I think that translates to bronze. And m0re says sorry. What did he say, chat? He said, good. You sent me to bronze. And m0re apologizes. All right, well, we have one more game between the bronze boys then, right? One more game between the relegated boys. Actually, I think they might be tied with wins now as well. So they're both relegated, but they're both tied, right? Let me see. Because now it's about who had the better season. And also, this might be they're fighting over $50. Ooh, that's not bad. So it's like $10 for the win and $50 for the placement, plus the pride. That's something. That is something. That's funny, though. I like that. I'm glad it was deaKer who made the joke instead of, like, m0re, because if deaKer was upset and m0re said what I joked about earlier, that could have been seen a little disrespectful. They're going to be in the next game. I somehow lost track of my stats here. But I'll pull it back up. Where is it here? Here it is. Yeah, so with these results, sorry, I need to input all of these again. We are now at m0re at 4, m0re at 4A, and deaKer at 4 as well. And then winner would end up in the 5th place position, get an additional $50 and the $10 for the win of this game, and still be relegated. So, okay, I need translators in here. I need some translators. Help me out. I'm changing the colors. No hablo. No habla. Espanol. I think m0re is making a joke about how they're both bronze now. He's saying bronze together. We're smurfing bronze together now. Okay. And then deaKer says, what's deaKer say? And deaKer's response will get a translation as well. But it's good to see this chatting back and forth. Obviously, these players knew each other very well before. They know the viewers are watching as well. Wait, so deaKer says, let's kill Phosphoru? Let's kill Phosphorito? Okay. I'm really regretting not taking Spanish class now. And then m0re is saying something about Nahuel, I think. And he's saying Argentinian for Argentinian or something like that, right? Nahuel, the other player who's now safe in silver, is also from Argentina, so... Yeah, so at least... I guess m0re is saying, hey, at least if you're going to go down, at least an Argentinian stays up, right? So yeah, I'll let you guys translate. We do have Portuguese here for m0re. And we got Persians for deaKer. And both civs are very good. I think Persians are definitely the better civ. They're definitely the more standard civ. Portuguese don't have any early bonuses, but... I think m0re loves to play crossbow here. If m0re can get to double range archers, it could be really dangerous. T90, you can join my Duolingo family plan. Does the Duolingo family plan include automatic learning techniques where I have to put no effort into learning them? Because if it's instant, I'll be all over that. If I just have to press a button and I know it, I'm super for it. Otherwise, probably just not going to happen. So, I mean, I might take a screenshot of that and send it to Phosphoru to get Phosphoru to play in Titans League. deaKer actually, in the previous season of TTL, he did actually play him in the bronze bracket, and he did beat Phosphoru 3-0. So he has experience beating Phosphoru. Phosphoru didn't sign up for this upcoming season, so maybe players like deaKer kind of had him scared away. But Scout v Scout. Scouts are very weak. What this does is this actually makes man-at-arm openings a lot weaker here. And this promotes walling, because the fast feudal scout can no longer deny the wall. And m0re's going to dock over here. Aware of deaKer's dock over here. But with the Persian build, the fishing ship's out faster for him. Why is Phosphoru not in TTL? At least for the time being, Phosphoru has decided not to sign up for tournaments, but to instead teach all of his strategies to other people in tournaments so everyone else's lives can be hell. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, he just said he wasn't really enjoying tournaments. Tournaments are a completely different world, right? But he does enjoy training and practicing with people. And some players have been using his strategies, so. But it's not a new thing, right? Like, people who go all in on ladder and are very unorthodox have historically had a really tough time feeling comfortable in tournaments. Like Huang, for example, Huang could do so well in tournaments. He tried for a year or two, and then he just stopped. So instead, he just eats people's TC all day, you know? And, you know, there's two sides of that, right? There's two sides of that. You're going to have one person that's like, well, that's because in tournaments they would lose. Tournaments would prove they're crap players. You know, you have the people who take that angle. And there might be some truth to that. Like, their strategies have big weaknesses in tournament formats, for sure. But, you know, there's the other side of that is I think I want to see people try and... Listen, I have watched players like m0re and deaKer and... even like Hera back in the day. I have watched people who could only play one map in one setting grow as players over my decade plus long career. So anyone who convinces themselves that they can't do it is just wrong. It's difficult, but it's super cool to watch players with certain styles try and experiment and grow. So I would like to see it. I would like to see it. Also, I have no clue what they're saying. I'm so sorry. But clearly the significance of the games have gone down a little bit. And they're just having some fun with it. But m0re killed the scout from deaKer. The deaKer is kind of in the dark right now. deaKer doesn't even know that m0re has a dock. But he's gone for 2 docks in the north. And it will be man-at-arms for m0re. But that's what I like. I really like when you have a player who has a reputation for a certain style against a player who has a reputation for a completely different style, right? It's like here we have deaKer, who's the more defensive player, and m0re's the more aggressive player. So that's what's fun about AoE 2. deaKer's going forward right now. What is his plan? He's running into the dark. And m0re will not know he's there. deaKer has zero clue what is going on back there because he lost his scout. He's going to go fires to find the fish. We'll see if he does find that. The fish is all sneaky over here from m0re. And m0re is at least getting the scouting intel, but even his scouting is compromised. His scouting is super compromised. He gets the hit there, but he didn't know the gold was on the front. He doesn't know about the berries. Okay, I think deaKer just convinced himself that m0re's not on water. Because he just added more fish. But now he realizes. And now the man-at-arms come in and he didn't expect it. Yikes. It's only 2, though. It's only 2, but m0re's micro is really good in these scenarios. And deaKer... his micro's been pretty good so far as well. The 3rd is arriving. deaKer's outpost party has been found in the north. So that's a dead villager. This could also be a dead villager. Obviously still has the fish. Doesn't have an archer range yet, though, against the man-at-arms. Still no archer range yet for m0re. He's adding even more man-at-arms with the archer range. This kind of feels like a little trolly. The forward builds with the outposts. But it's actually still a pretty even game, right? I think deaKer just felt like he had to know what was going on, and he really needs an archer range right now, and if he walls out everything else, it's fine. He needs to wall off his gold. Both players are just taking... They're leaning towards the extremes, right? But deaKer's gotten away with the additional fish, and it's 6 versus 2, and he can kill these soon. So it could be 6 versus 0. And then the man-at-arms are here from m0re. Obviously could get value, but still lots of food underneath the TC for deaKer. Ooh, but deaKer's villager has decided to go the wrong way. And he will die. And gets the quick walls down there on the gold after all. T90, have you ever cast infantry-only games? I used to really like to do that. I remember a game between ACCM and Doubt on 4 Lakes where it was Goths versus Japanese. It was really sick. If there's ever a game where it's just like one type of unit versus one type of unit, and it's unorthodox, typically I really like it. Obviously, skirmisher v skirmisher is not the most exciting, but I like infantry games. Obviously, with archers, you have to be careful at this level, and oof, wall comes in just at the last time there, last chance there for deaKer. But deaKer's just under a lot of pressure here. It is interesting, though, because his economy is still insane. I think this is where you have to go double archer range. You have the fish. You don't need the mill. You spend the wood on a second range and go skirmishers with archers, and then you can stabilize this. m0re so fast with the farm transitions. I know he needs to do it, but still, 7 farms already is really nice. Continuous pressure on the front here. Man-at-arms still always have the potential to break through on the back. And the gold deficiency is really awkward for deaKer right now. This is where he'll run out of food underneath the town center. This is where he would normally need to mill. You can't farm until you mill, and people won't want to mill in the middle of nowhere, so... We'll see if he feels confidence, but he just leaves the gold. Man-at-Arms will get pushed away. Should anyways. m0re will back off. It's very close game. Completely different approaches and openings, but very close game. I really think this just comes down to if deaKer can outproduce range units. Because you need range units to deal with the Man-at-Arms, and you already have the significant eco lead with the fish. But it's just so much pressure. Yeah, there's the mill now. Seems like he's going to make a whole bunch of skirms. m0re is in full army mode right now. Armor on the Man-at-Arms. I think he even got cav armor. I think could have sworn he researched cav armor, but actually he probably canceled that because he meant to click the infantry armor. And I think deaKer just can't keep up with the pressure right now. He is producing out of 2 ranges, but he just can't keep up. But let's not forget the north. Remember the north! He's got the fish. Does need to search for the deeper fish, which would be more efficient. But even working on the shore fish, it's still nice. Guys, I'm sitting here like, where was this m0re in the first 4 weeks? Honestly, it was the first 2 that was the problem, if I recall. He went 0-6 the first 2 weeks. And then he won like a game that the following, in each series the next 2 weeks. He was a little tilted, a little frustrated, lacked some confidence, just had some early rounds. But this player's insane, dude. This is insane level. Non-stop army spam. Lots of Man-at-Arms continuing to stream forward. Maybe the aggression is because it's the last round of TTL and he just wants to go out with a bang. I love this. I think it's absolutely right, Claire. I think it's very likely that he also underperforms when the stakes are there. And there was no stakes for him today, and the stakes were only there for the opponent. And we saw that. Now that he's already out coming into this... No pressure, and he could play very well. Yeah, Archer will get sniped. There's just pressure everywhere. My god, dude. deaKer's eco is completely surrounded by red right now. 15 villagers inside of the town center. Still has good resources because the fish have saved him. Still has nice eco count. Does have a lot of skirmishers now, so maybe with good micro could start to whittle all this down. I think what should happen is m0re should just go Castle Age now. What's going to happen is m0re is going to make more army. Man-at-Arms hoping to break through. deaKer still holding. Chaos, man. Yo, Guardians, thank you for the raid. Welcome. This feels about right for deaKer. I think placing that tower is key. You have to protect the gold at the very least. Great job with the houses. He can click up to Castle Age, guys. Sick job from deaKer. This is a $60 game. $10 for the win. $50 for the 5th place. And deaKer's on the way up. Not a single farm to speak of. But the 10 fishing ships in the north, which I think he's just thought of, is going to look for the deep fish. I think m0re will likely click up, but he'll find another tower now. And he's going for the market to help out. He does have a very healthy farming eco. He also has a really big army. I think deaKer should want to switch into knights, but he's going to go for another archer range. I guess the game plan is to stay on skirmishers here. Look at deaKer's walls. What a base, dude. What a base. I really don't like the archer range. I feel like you already have enough skirms. I think he's just caught in this skirm line of thinking because so many games are skirm. I guess if you build the stable now, it's fine. You just definitely need to consider knights here. Mooblarf. I think the new civs will be banned a lot. We've got 5 bans on the civ draft. It would not surprise me if people are banning those civilizations. At least 1 or 2 of them. Like, Incas are an instant ban. Incas are going to be way too strong with their Dark Age. I think maybe the Muisca. Tupi, I think, might not be banned and might not be picked. I'm not sure yet myself, but it's very map dependent, right? Very map dependent. This was not walled for m0re. The skirms are here. And deaKer is getting elite skirmisher as well. 40 seconds away from Castle Age is m0re, but this was his eco. Bodkin and elite skirm is a big deal. He does have double stable to potentially make knights, but he's going to send all of his food into the scouts now to defend from this. And his food eco is going to be idled too. I think he really needs that food. It might actually be better to just wait for the knights, as painful as it is. Does still have the army here. Nice raid from deaKer. The reason I think Incas will be banned is because they get extra pop space from their houses and they get extra pop space from their settlements, which is crazy overpowered. So if you watched any of the Dark Age Drush games we've already seen with Incas, which has been strong before the change, that's just because they get the free house. Or the extra pop space from the house, but they get it from your settlements and also get it from your your houses. Makes for a really strong early game for certain types of players. I don't think all the best players are going to prioritize that, but a player like Dragonstar, for example, is going to be all over that in Platinum League. To be fair, it isn't really a build that a lot of people seem to like. But guys, look at the economy now. deaKer just defended. This is what I was talking about. He's still in this game. He's got a massive lead in this game. He's about to win it. Crazy. I felt like all of Feudal Age, we only looked at deaKer's base. And yet here we are. And I think that m0re could potentially run out of steam here. How much does the settlement cost? Is it 125 or 100? Because I feel like I said 100 a bunch. I could have sworn it was 100. But maybe it's 125. Okay, it's 125. Alright. Honestly, with it being 125, maybe my point isn't quite as valid. But even still, it's still going to be very strong, I think. And also, you combine that with the fact that the Chompy is basically better than Militia in Dark Age. I think because of the movement speed. Yeah, I think it'll be kind of tricky to deal with. But all the civs are very good in early game, and I don't think they're so good in late game. So I think the devs I think they did a pretty good job with the overall balance. Muisca get it for less than 100, right? But then the other civ, there's also a civ that starts with extra res, right? Which really helps with the early spend. Let's go. We got Manito on YouTube. He says, Vamos, Argentina! Coming in here, rooting for deaKer. I like it, man. A little late to save deaKer, unfortunately. He will be out of Silver League after this result. But still, I think he'll be happy with getting a win. And m0re taps out. And m0re, I think he tapped out anyways. Kind of feels like he tapped out. I'll double check that. Maybe he GG'd because this army was about to get in. I think even if he ends up killing the fish at this point, it looks extremely unlikely he can do too much. And the Persian economy and deaKer just holding on with the fish was too strong. I think there was a window there for m0re, but I think maybe the additional man-at-arms didn't pay for themselves. GG's. Yeah, m0re's in chat. He says GG's. Yo, GG's to you, m0re. I don't know if deaKer's here. I know you are, m0re. You both are great players. Just make it back to silver. You clearly have the talent. For you, m0re, it was the first 2 rounds. Right? The first 2 rounds was the issue. Tilting a little bit, maybe. Dropping some games that you would maybe otherwise win. I know it's probably bummed. You're probably sad to see you get relegated and all that, but good experience. Did not practice at all. 0 tilt, though? Okay. Well, then stop resigning. Okay. If you say so. If you say so. deaKer says, m0re has potential. I'm old. Okay. Well, deaKer, you need to get younger for next season. And m0re, you need to train more. And then you guys will beast it next time you make it back to Silver League. So, we have Stark at the top. Stark is old, deaKer. Stark is older than you. Saying you're old? I'm pretty sure Bad Koala's old too. I don't know how old you are though, deaKer. Stark wins the group. Stark will get auto-promoted up to gold for the next season. Bad Koala will be in second place going into the playoffs. Dennis will be in third place going into the playoffs. Nahuel survives because of m0re's upset. And then deaKer ends up going down with an extra $50 in his pocket against m0re. They can come back to Silver League. They just have to do the whole bronze qualifier again the next season. So I still think they both have the talent to come right back, honestly. I wasn't sure about this. I would have said, I probably would have picked these as my top 3. And then I maybe would have had like deaKer or m0re in 4th. So Nahuel, I think his preparation did pay off this season to stay alive. Because I felt like maybe his shakiness would be tough, but yeah, well played.